Today I am going to talk about the most common IELTS speaking topics shown in this pie chart. As we can see, there are 10 main topics, including personal information, hobbies, education and work, travel and tourism, technology and media, environment, health, culture, social issue, and future plans. These topics are very popular in the IELTS speaking test because they are close to our daily life. First of all, personal information is usually the first topic in part 1 of the test. The examiner may ask about your hometown, your family, or your daily routine. This topic is quite easy because we just talk about ourselves. However, we should try to give detailed answers instead of saying only yes or no. Secondly, hobbies is another common topic. The examiner may ask you about in your free time, such as playing sport, reading books, or listening to music. For example, many young people enjoy watching movies or using social media. When answering, we should explain why we like that hobby and how often we do it. The next topic is education and work. Students may be asked about their major, their favorite subject, or their future career. Workers may talk about their job, their working environment, or their college. This topic is important because education and work are big parts of our lives, and travel and tourism is also very popular. We can talk about a place we visit or country we want to visit in the future. For example, many Vietnamese people like traveling to Da Nang or Ha Long Bay because they are beautiful. And in this topic, we can describe the scenery, food, and people there. Another important topic is technology and media. Nowadays, technology plays an important role in our life. We use smartphones, the internet, and social media every day. We can talk about the advantage and disadvantage of technology. For example, technology help us communicate easily, but it can also make people addicted. Environment is a serious issue around the world because the examiner may ask about pollution, climate change, or how to protect the environment. We can suggest simple action like planting trees, saving electricity, or reducing plastic use. Health is also a common topic. We may talk about healthy habits such as doing exercise, eating vegetables, and getting enough sleep. Staying healthy is very important, especially for students who need energy to study. Culture is another interesting topic. We can talk about traditional festival food or custom in our country. For example, that holiday is an important celebration in Vietnam and families usually gather together. Social issues include problems like traffic jam or unemployment or stress. When talking about this topic, we should give our opinion and suggest some solution. And finally, future plans is often asked in part 3. We may talk about our goals, such as finding a good job, traveling abroad, or improving our English skills. It is important to show clear ideas and use future tense correctly. In conclusion, these 10 topics are common in the IELTS speaking test because they are familiar and practical to prepare well. We should practice speaking about each topic, learn useful vocabulary, and try to give longer and more detailed answer. Thank you for your listening.